He's mocking me now. I don't like it. The game is not allowed to mock me. Oh. Temporary hostility will reset in after 3 in-game days. It's gonna be interesting with my psychopathic run. Why am I here? No, wait.
Got something that needs doing, Commander?
I don't know what I'm doing. Doo-da, doo-da. I just wanna kill something.
I recall this place. These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown. I have a general override that should allow us entry, but anything specific to local systems, including security systems, may be beyond me. Places? Security measures should not be operational. And the station seems to be on reserve power. We'd better tread carefully. Lying in ambush. Perhaps some stray systemic error activated the entryway defenses. We'd best first report to security ops. Lift this lockdown. From there, we can set about reactivating the station's primary power, which will allow us to explore unhindered. It seems our intelligence was correct. There's clearly a door here, and I would hazard that will be... I find we should make... Let us go. dust? This station shouldn't have received visitors in years. Be on guard. Someone else may be here. My passcode shall not work on this terminal. Unlocking it may be a creative endeavor. Good effort lifting the lockdown. We may now reactivate the station in the reactor.
I'm sorry. The lucky trait is just straight up fucking broken. And I love it. First round of buttons. It succeeds. What? Lucky trait, 100%. Every character will have a lucky trait.
The reactor activation circuits shall likely be dysfunctional. It's a known issue with these old stations. Let me... corroded transistors, dust in the actuator. Did a sprat gnaw on this? Sweet sovereign, what a mess. There. I think I have it. Let us hope my override doesn't trigger any security alerts. Good. This should avail us of a much simpler search. Let us return to the central room once more and see if anything seems like... I shall not stay your execution! Not compete! Search for a hidden switch in a protectorate holding before. Keep watch. It could be rather small and well hidden. Ah, I think I've spotted it. Look there at the valve beside the sickly yellow pipe. They're behind the room's main pillar. There. Certain of movement below.
Passcode is limber. No. Let's try amulet. No. Wingtip. No. Sovereign's ambergris can't be it. That's too short for a facility like this. Wait. Oh, no.
Of the strategies of feigning innocence I have seen, this is for these crimes. Wait.
Because I work for Sub Rosa? More than that, I don't think I can say, Cadet Rao. Mostly because I'm not supposed to, but also because I can't remember.
I knew this man when I was still a cadet. Okada is, or was, a petty troublemaker, though a crafty one. As cadets, Virgil and I apprehended him often. Sometimes Virgil let him go, but he usually went to mental refreshment.
Often enough to know the technicians by name. Until I forgot them again.
This truly is no ploy. But mental refreshment is supposed to return wayward subjects to the proper path, not despite his faults. The Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trespasses in a secure facility. That's a wise path.
An Arbiter used the word execute in the last few seconds, yet I remain alive? Didn't think that was possible. I was sent here to do a specific job, but some of the details are hazy. Gives me. I was hired by an anonymous third party. They provided me with the station's location and credentials to bypass its defenses. I was told the station was abandoned, which it clearly isn't, and to break into this terminal and delete the information on it. That is all I know. I didn't. I was only told it was hidden. My
Ignorance does not excuse criminal action, even if you did not know the severity of this infiltration.
He and the other one must have put me away close to 12 times each. I used to be...
Ne'er-do-well is a...
I got 18 months of hard labor for that. Sir?
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, you may be right. Whoever hired him must not have...
I didn't used to be like this. I can still sneak with the best of them. Not being able to remember doesn't make me...
Any of my fellow arbiters would have killed you before this conversation began. Yes, Luther Okada. You stand accused of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign, of Espion. Prepare...
If I must die...
It would seem. Let us see what remains on the terminal he was so interested in. The hint pertaining to the passcode on that terminal, I believe I know the answer. It is contained in a phrase the Supreme... Our work at the refugee camp did not... For myself, the Supreme Arbiter, and Virgil especially. If judgment is the Arbiter's gavel, what is the... You've got the spirit exactly. An Arbiter's gavel is... From that terminal, it sounds as if the Supreme ought... To what end? And that feckless agent. I don't It absolutely... Well, I wish I could take more solace in Okada's death. Alas. I hope that's true altogether, and...
What the fuck? That is bullshit! And I love it! I have to reload everything again. And then there's a perk I can pick up as well that gives me an additional 50%. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I wonder if it will go to 60 or it'll go to a weird number. I'm so excited! Okay. Tristan, stop walking away from me. You bastard.
It would appear our next stop is Praetor, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there. Once used, excellent. Let us make our way to Central Control. control forthwith.
Continue. We will continue to murder our way through this field using my guns as secondary weapons. 207 versus 100. 1.1, 1.1, N graded. What does this thing do? It's got nothing. Ooh, Armageddon? Oh, I'm keeping that. But wham is 207.
Better sleep with both eyes open.
The blood of my hammer seeks.
Increasing watch for
Breaking for cover. Serve it. Take the red in two. smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I survive.
An enemy.
That's something.
No battlefield decorum.
Stop talking.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. You must finish reading through that.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. My mentor isn't my mentor.
That seems like a lot of work to go through just to flatten someone's head.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her mechanism. It's not obvious. Wait.
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
It's logical. The Sentinels have all but taken over central control. It stands to reason the few Arbiters still trained here would only be...
I cannot deny that central control has changed, but... What am I saying? I need not defend myself from the likes of you.
Enough! This has been an unpleasant...
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. How dare you? I may be a junior arbiter, but I'm not going to let someone that is high-ranking. I heard that Arbiter Rao had left his post without leave some time ago, and following the trail has not been a simple matter. But I did not let that deter me.
Most certainly. The acclimation period for junior arbiters to understand the extent of their powers is inherently awkward.
We junior arbiters are as capable as always, if not more so. All the war has made clear is that we must take more initiative if Arcadia is... There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had...
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken. That question would have been easier prior to our traveling together. I shall speak plainly. I would rather, but duty dictates I answer her accusations earnestly. As I have not done wrong, her accusations are slander, and therefore...
He should kill her before.
There's no point in trying to bring your logic to bear. This is a decision I must make myself. I have been taught to uphold justice by any means necessary. Her accusations are grave enough to be answered with violence. But I don't like thinking this. It toes the line of traitorism. But the alternative is the judgment of one...
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an Arbiter balking from their chosen course. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
He was simply doing his duty, just as you or I must every day. Killing him would have been wrong.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty.
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right? The reason I have deserted is to search for evidence leading to the true killer of the Supreme Arbiter. I know the concept of evidence is not broadly taught. The Supreme Arbiter taught me to seek out the facts of one who has committed a crime in order to better identify them, in order to avoid judging innocence. This, in turn, would allow me to do my duty more properly, and to improve society.
But by looking into her death, you go against High Command's official statement. You claim to know better than the Protectorate.
And if I am mistaken, I shall submit myself for judgment. But I have already found evidence to the contrary. All that stands between me and the true killer is you. You're no fool. I can see you understand my reason. All that you must decide now is if it is right to render judgment upon me. We don't know that for certain, but to an onlooker without our knowledge...
Even the Supreme Arbiter has struggled with this? That doesn't seem possible. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants.
It would appear we're in agreement.
Ever known an arbiter to lose their...
So, what course of action do we take now?
I shall have a better idea of wisdom to impart once I've gotten to the bottom of everything.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still confused once everything calms, perhaps you might seek me out. Together...
The dilemmas facing us are likely far more than two arbiters can decipher alone, unfortunately.
Right.
I'm pleased we were able to resolve that altercation peaceably.
You say that, but I've seen the way you smile when you kill. Oh, sorry, dispense.
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. I refuse to question the Supreme Arbiter, just as Virgil wants to make of this. Together, we'll figure out what to do. I'll mess...
Okay, so it's that type.
Prosecuting! Viscerally!
At your word, I go top!
Hazard benefits! Better than overtime!
Door's open.
Particularly human.
camp is up ahead. We should be able to find one of our devices there.
Finally! Maybe now I can get to the truth of this kill order nonsense. I just need to check our comms device for a coded message from my old acquaintance, Severin. I knew it! He wants to help me find out who's behind this. I sent a reply telling him to meet me at a place that should be safe. It's on Cloister.
Okay. Medical and science. Perks. Well, I know which one I'm gonna get. Where's the gun one? I can get two. Oh, intimidate. What's this do?
But if I must, it's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference, and no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Neutrino Star, the famous stellar photographer.
Unit is active.
Grids, then tag each object in the grid. He ignored the light of every galaxy
Weapon
was
prime!
gathered and fed into a central to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth, neophytes, and as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library.
You must keep your blood within, Commander.
And exult in the knowledge that beige is also color of
I
hate.
shall not stay, Your Excellency.
Refreshment with Omega Point Tea. Available in standard and recaffeinated versions. A taste this transcendent formulated the Order of the Ascendant.
barely incredible. And to think I sent those assistants to... Here's your reward. You've certainly every biological...
Prudence dictates, sit back and leave the thinking to us. This is everyone's neighbor Prudence on Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. Attention neighbors, fear not if you miss the momentous news, for it bears repeating a second, third, even a 10th time. The Sovereign himself reported for mental refreshment. The inspiring tidings came from the consul's own mouth. Hear his announcement again and be uplifted by this complete validation of our perfect society.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign...
Remember that matter on Cloister I mentioned earlier? Well, might be hard to believe, but 20 or so odd years ago, that's where the error occurred, I believe. For many years now, a former colleague of mine's been in a remote... Hardly. Quite the opposite. Her research was unconventional, surely. Do appreciate...
The most hospitable climate. Keep an eye on your fingers and toes.
The Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers. Corneal frostbite jam.
Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
This weather is quite conducive for cooling the archive, and unconducive for me feeling my fingers.
Open, soldiers. Corneal frostbite jam.
personalized order prediction yet. I'll admit to a bit of trepidation in regards to opening mine. Use caution as you progress. There's been reports of explosives in the area.
Soldier, please assess your pain on a variable scale of 1 to 100, with 1 being entirely pain-free and 100 being the worst pain you can imagine.
There is far too much variability in that scale. The amount of pain I can imagine is hardly an objective measure of the maximum amount of pain I could actually feel.
Your observation is correct, which is a diagnostic in its own right. Now, if you were to indicate, using a scale of 0.4 to 12.7, how close you are to going into shock?
Sadly, that scale is entirely beyond my current comprehension, thus leading me to believe I am already in shock, and the question itself was the actual test.
Excellent. Our diagnostic is complete, and you should feel free to resume bemoaning your agony.
Can't talk. Calculating an inverse complex sine function in my head.
Hello, layperson.
The plan is always in motion, so move along.
I'm tempted to just kill them all. To leave.
Another object, just gone. Excuse me, I don't think you have the author is... It's fine, but don't get too close. You won't survive direct contact with the rift. All the items we put into the rift, they've been reconstituted, but in a state far different from their original configuration. Fascinating.
And then...
Lord damn it. Reverted to its previous state. The failing of the device or the inevitable effect passes through time. It's open again. Quickly, record all the relevant data and take down your observation. Architect above. From observing how it seems to be using some kind of energy burst generated by a magnetic field to re-deregulate the structure of the field around the rift. Truly an astounding piece of technology. Understandable. Would you consider allowing me the opportunity to open the casing, examine the inner workings? Thank you for the... It seems rifts do not fit cleanly into... Again, it has reverted. Timing seems similar to the last state change. But is that indicative of the properties of the rift or of the device? Hurry! Assistant, activate the monitoring equipment and take readings.
Free to take.
Reverted again! Infuriating! It's open again. Quickly, record all the relevant data and... that's better. Assistant, make a note of how the rift is deconstructing their epidermis. Again, it has reverted. Fascinating. It
seems
I'm not
gravity
sure
doesn't
how
apply
you
to
got
the
that,
rift.
but treat it with
It
respect.
somehow maintains
We
its
must now
position
endeavor
in
to
space
construct our own.
relative. Observe.
Now watching.
The plan provides two unknown variables simultaneously. Years of practical data gathering have taught me to simply stand aside and observe quietly.
And that second unknown variable was heavily armed.
Very observant, Assistant Ogburn. Hurry! Assistant, activate the monitoring equipment and take readings. Return it again! Infuriating!
You. I don't know you. But you, I do.
What is wrong with you? Void.
No, let's just say I'm well lubricated.
I didn't say that. I simply said I thought he'd see.
Oh, I made the mistake of questioning it too loudly to too many of the Dawn.
Dagmar met you?
That's right. In order to save, there are a bunch of... I'm sorry, Asa.
I do not appreciate your mockery. This is a true betrayal. One that demands to be paid for in blood.
No.
Non-compete!
Standing by to stupefy.
For Gary!
They covet our due bounty.
Better than overtime!
Back and stand.
I can't believe the Exalted Leader sent Severin as bait. Not to mention betraying the doll save her own life. Well, once I find her. The Exalted... No, I won't refer to her as such any... We do know that she was in league with the Sentinels, though. We don't need to worry about their system. I stole their access code when I was younger, but never had the nerve or call to use them.
Chinese can't even direct their deployment of food drops properly.
I am proceeding to attack. Enemy in vicinity. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Go for torpification.
Reputation.
All will pay!
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Reason's pass is off limits. Unwelcome guests will be ushered from existence promptly and without further ado.
Like us.
Sorting for violence. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Wait, that's not who I think it is it? Marisol? Is that you? Get in here before any more of these hullheads show up. Marisol, you're here. Yes. Should be plenty of wonderfully dangerous items in here. I thought I would never see you.
21 years. I've
A few? Right. You retain a different admirer in every port, I'm sure.
Yes. These are... It was all rather...
You? Oh. I am...
Seer.
No one's called... If I'd realized... Charmed, I'm sure. So nice to see Marisol gaining such interesting...
Yes.
Really?
Alas, had your work, it was a mistake.
If not for... My research was dangerous. A serious threat to the entire universe. Had to do all my calculations long form, free of computronic assistance. Wouldn't advise it, but I've been here on my own. I calculated what might occur if my work was completed. And there is a troublingly high, statistically significant chance of things ending. I mean, microbes, mantisaurs, Soltuna might make it, the resistant little buggers. But anything capable, I understand how that sounds. But I have spent years checking and rechecking each and every variable. I assume all my notes and
Anais, I'm afraid it's not that simple. The Order stores all avenues of study deemed dangerous near here at a facility.
Of all the bureaucratic... Marisol.
You're asking me to infiltrate a covert...
I might need a little time to ready this place for unwelcome...
No, you should stay here.
I foresee a 4.7% chance of me complying with that.
back the way we came. What is this? This one, Chris. Secret ammo.
Investigating hostile intentions. Check your scope for combatant analysis.
Back in my sight. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Torpificator at status.
None shall hide from us.
Protectorate has this sealed. It can only be unsealed near the archive's entrance, remember?
Target analyzed. Lay down. Either restore my life or avenge.
You've suffered extensive damage, Commander.
Finish!
ahead, Commander.
Ready!
I'm alive. Target.
Seeking cover. Will be swift and terrible.
Better than overtime! Where's our boss?
Combatant scanned. I'll handle this. Target analyzed.
I'm a murder hobo, I'm a murder hobo, I'm a murder hobo, I need your heart. I'm a murder hobo, I'm a murder hobo, I'm a murder hobo, I need your heart. Give me your heart.
Non-compete!
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Oh, no thanks!
Investigating.
Better than overtime!
On their weaknesses.
That rift should cause us no problems now that we've acquired the modulator.
Until I've sorted whatever treachery has undermined my...
undermined my status within the ranks. I'd welcome the bloodshed, but it's not going to get me my answers. Dagmar. And out of all the cultist I'd prefer. There's nothing for it. Dagmar must pay as much.
Whose pain?
If I had full control and it wasn't fucking lagging like you. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna ignore them.
Mobilizing.
Non-compete!
Check your scope for combatant analysis.
Where's our boss?
Necessary vulnerabilities identified.
Ugh, come on. I
The traitor is here!
Enemy ignorant fool! I'm almost sorry I have to kill you. Almost. Check your scope for combatant analysis.
All will pay!
Adversary
than old
vulnerabilities
times.
identified.
For Eddie!
We're up against a lot of Protectorate firepower. You got a plan, or are we just gonna fly by the seat of our pants as per usual?
Maybe you weren't listening, but we've heard repeated reports of that bridge. I'm counting turrets, heavy infantry, at least one automech. The Order desperately want to regain control of the archive. We could offer to hand it to them later, after we process the data.
Anti or the Order? I suppose it depends which flavor of ally interests you. Bits? Map? I've got you covered. But I'd like to remind you that being set upon by an unexpected whirlwind of violence is also a great way to undermine a fighting force.
I'll back you up because you've been there for me, but
Right. You don't like getting your hands dirty, you don't have something about you no longer break down items, but any crafting for yourself or more.
Talking.
Prudence dictates.
Unfriendly nearby.
And defend it.
I, too, would never question the paradigm. Perhaps a brief visit to mental refreshment would put him on track. Investigating hot...
I have a fix on. Combatant scanned.
Thinking never made never eating crabble again. Rival. Eliminate.
stranded on a hostile planet day 35. Brought to you by the frigid cold and... Oh. Not sure how you managed to approach unnoticed. Could be I'd grown so attuned to my surroundings. Were you left behind by your unit too? Are you in need of... Why, after only just 2 weeks on my own... So... I've recently evolved into a rugged, self-sufficient individual. Fully accustomed... Why, just the other day, I reinvented fire. I found a little doohickey I've named a light starter. Yes, indeed. I know this cave and that big computronic adding machine? Nah. All that electromechanical malarkey, as you might call in reinforcements if the Spyreton lift controls were working. I happen to have its missing. I might be convinced to part with them for a small favor. I'm fixing to take down one of the local ursopods. A few sprat corpses would be helpful as bait. Gather their habitat. Here's a... Have at it now. I'll learn you all about self-sufficiency and survival yet. Did you get the sprats I need? So I might, why shoot today? What you say your name was? Who? Tell me a bit about your background. Yes, who? Somebody with dirt under their... Wonderful to have... Did you get the sprats I need? Their habit... Have at it now. I'll learn you all about self-sufficiency.
I feel sorry for the guy.
Did you get the sprats I need? So I might... Finally!
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I was forced to eat sprat when stranded once myself. Though...
Sorry you had to see that. The parcels of victuals my neighbor sends over the tube have fallen off recently. Nature, anyhow. Here, drop back in. Ah, nice of you to drop by. You're looking very,
You are the raw material for perfection.
Jump so far! That was so weird. It's just like, yeet! I see a cliff. Please don't tell me I have to do that fight again because I nearly died that twice. Oh, just bodies.
Yes, Commander. Yes, quite. Suppose. Anyhow, I'm sure she may all.
Oh, this is where the math happens. Impressive.
Caduceus, not detected. Entry kindly, yet firmly declined.
Was it in those rations? Oh, nodding. Oh, will this gastric nightmare never cease? Oh. No need to report me for mental refreshment. Wait, you're one of those. I am the Archive's current operator. As such, I am the... I still have trouble saying that. Like many others, the latest batch of Crabble rations... If you have cleared, I would pass the Caduceus on to you, in exchange for granting me safe passage. The Archive would then recognize you as its operator. All right. Here, you are now operator of the Archive. Congratulations. Be warned, you may find it a temperamental machine. Some maintenance may be required. Is there a protectorate curative assist in the house? I feel rather oogly.
Detected. Alternative operator postulated. Concluded. Asset placement. Greetings, sentient. Welcome to the archive. I am Maniac. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resource effectively. My tone and demeanor are a carefully constructed complex emulate my express programmatical to optimize profits, i.e. gain expenditure, to maximize the needs of our society, to attract the most.
This thing seems unbalanced.
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts? Sentience would be an...
Sentients frequently become unprofitably
In the computation, structurally, I am a complex series of pre-programmed subroutines, like a vast, elaborate flowchart aimed at formulating...
To bring the maximum...
Aping the apparent cognition may appear to the extent that I will even voice concern for my life. If imperiled, my erring others would no doubt cartoonishly plead or threaten. Most archive operators have regarded me with reverence, some as a useful tool. The role is largely ceremonial. The subject simply another cog in the machine.
To me, enemies are just friends who haven't become a...
Does that answer all of your questions? Perusing contents, anatomizing diversiform particulars, an impressive accumulation of rift data. Similar in composition, though decidedly not in...
Information with the potential to offer...
But why simply huck goods better, when such a bounty... What is the aim of your query? The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year to perform similar calculations of larger scale at
25.7 years, and any job over 2 decades is billed by the hour.
Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49.7% capacity due to internecine conflict, misuse, and a lack of in order to improve calculatory processing of rift data in a timely manner. Repairs must... I am afraid that no is a mathematical certitude. Despite the... No must say I admire... I am unlocking access to the cold storage will require sourcing before you may retrieve the punch cards needed for repairing...
Why is that optional?
Our continued existence. It is an archival area dedicated to safe upkeep of all the sum total of all our accumulated knowledge in punch card form. Kept in a low temperature. When active, I can process the rift data without its repair. Yet, with thermal transport,
Functional archive could be useful later.
It is difficult to accurately ascribe an exact causal breakdown between premeditated sabotage. Some attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my priorities have inverting targeting protocol. Any protectorate still on the ground level is now being fired upon. Return later to discuss the...
Have a profitable...
That worked out way too well. I like him. He's a good boy. How much time have I spent? 47. Okay. Oh, we are so doing restoring of cold storage.
Hold fire!
looks friendly. Watch yourself. You came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape? Most of the people who locked us down here were compatriots just a few years ago. Now this... What? Oh, you must be another case of hypothermia. It's because now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Antes alike. Scrounging for food, huddling for you Originally, this was a subterranean network that let folks move between the hundreds of us have already perished within these frigid walls, and no doubt, the rest are predestined to join them. You're what? How? The odds of you successfully doing what our whole army could not is... Regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, you'll want to speak with Provost Finch inside that building to the northeast. Though I would be absolutely ecstatic to offer you any information I have that would increase the odds of your success. May the
Sure, they're friendly now, but it's only a matter of time before they're tearing out each other's throats.
Oh, took off the helmet.
With both eyes open.
Mobilizing. Hostilities are afoot. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Caduceus detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an anti-choice field manager is present and unaccompanied.
Proceeding to attack. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Protectorate engineers. Reckon they didn't prepare much. Check your scope. For combat analysis.
Bet it overtime!
Investigating hostile intentions. Target analyzed. Lay down Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Stun weapon ready, Commander. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Where's our boss?
Proceeding to attack. Toolkit. Should come in handy with repairs. Resorting to violence. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Everything I needed to know about regulation of the Archive's temperature flow. Now my Crabbles are adapting to the warm waters. It's such a pity that the Archive and the Crabbles cannot coexist in the same ecosystem. But the Crabbles need me. The babbling terminal can look after itself.
Mobilizing. Combatant spawn. Recharge for mayhem. Looks like it needs a fuse. A specific kind. Check your scopes for compatibility. Ratcheting up my aggression. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Oh, obey! For Gary!
Shermerhorn, my new neighbor,
Combatant
is
scan.
an odd fella. Fancies himself a man of the wilderness. He took the control board for the spot.
Oh,
so
obey!
he's tech savvy, just not survival savvy. Hopefully he appreciates the care packages I sent to the vacuum tube.
Target analyzed. Lay on fire. Stand by to shipify. Check your scope for combatant analysis. Hostilities are afoot. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Now to activate the system.
Yeah, definitely 40. Because if I had 40, we only get the... Oh, shoot. I have to deal with people. I am saving.